Hi, everybody. I'm Leon Thomas. Welcome to another episode of Checking In with Miranda and Leon. Well, I'm Leon. Miranda's not able to make it today, but she'll be back with us on the next episode of Checking In. Miranda and I have been broadcasting checking in now for about 3 years, and we enjoy working with each other, and we also enjoy bringing industry professionals on to talk about things that they do in the industry. If you would like to be a guest on the show, there are two ways you can let us know that. One, you can send me an email. My email address is leon at the leonthomasgroup.com. So just send me an email. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just Leon, I like to be on the show. Then I'll probably get in touch with you and get you on the show. Or you can contact Miranda. And how do you get in touch with Miranda? Check it out. Here's how you do it. You just search her name. You search Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. So go to the Google and just search because she's the only one. Just search Miranda Kitterlin Lynch, and then you'll have all of her information and let her know you would like to be on the show as well. Now, here's the other thing. If you need production work, you can always contact our company, the Leon Thomas Group. We're really good at what we do. Our email address, our website is theleonthomasgroup.com. So if you need commercials, you need short videos, you need learning videos, you're having a learning class, you're teaching something, and you want to make sure that things run smoothly, you can let us know about it. And please, folks, play racquetball, not pickleball. Play racquetball. Help kids learn to play racquetball. Go to racquetballrevival.com and you'll see what all the shouting is about. Today, Amanda Hoy is our guest here on Checking In. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I am great. So here's what we do. I don't introduce you. I only say your name. We allow
Oh,
you to introduce yourself so you can control the narrative, what people know about you. So go ahead, tell everybody about you, Amanda.
sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be with you all today. My name is Amanda Hoy, and I am in the hospitality industry. I've been in this industry for going on 15 years now. I'm currently a director of rooms on paper. For the Hilton BWI near the BWI Airport in Baltimore, Maryland. But I kind of have my hands in a lot of different things, but I'm very passionate about hospitality. I'm definitely a hotelier through and through, and this has just been a great experience for me being in this industry.
Yeah, this is great. So you've been in the industry a while. I was in the industry a while, and it's fun, isn't it? Isn't it
It
working in
really
the
is.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes as things are going on, you might not see the laughter in it or the fun in it as you're in the battle. But like a couple days later, a week later, whatever, you sit there and you think about it and you go, wow, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. And you enjoy the laughter. And the best part is reminiscing with folks years later. You remember that time when, right? So,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
fun
it's like
things.
those so many of the you had to be there moments. And one quote that I always like is that I use is there's no practice in operations. This is an industry where you can't study out of a rule book. You just have to get it on your feet, is what I say. It's all about the experience, which builds your not only your expertise, but your character for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I remember to think about what you're discussing there. I remember my first job in hotels. I was working at the Hampton Inn, Pittsburgh Airport, which was actually Hampton Inn number 100. And I'm working the night audit shift, and check out what happened here. There was a special event going on, a special event in town, and during that special event, we raised our rates. That's a normal thing, right? You
Mhm.
raise your rates up. And so our rates went from like $49 a night to 129, right? And this is back in the mid 80s. It was like a crazy jump.
Sure.
This guy who stayed with us all the time, he walks in and he says, Last week I stayed here, it was $49. Why is it 129 now? All right. Here's what I said. Oh, that's because there's not a lot of rooms left in the area, and we knew we could get more money from you. We raised the rate.
Transparency at its finest.
Just off, right? So
That
then
is hilarious.
that was like a learning moment, right? Never
Yep,
say that again. Blame it on corporate, blame it on the system, but never, never anything like that, right?
that
So
is too
now,
funny.
Amanda, you said you are a director of rooms, right?
Yes.
Tell everyone what that encompasses. What does that mean when you say you are a director of rooms at a hotel like yours? Tell us what that means.
Sure. So the director of rooms oversees the front office and housekeeping areas in the hotel. Um, I basically work for the executive housekeeper and her team, and the front office manager and his team. And we kind of just make sure that on the room side of things, that everything is cohesive. For the rooms division in its entirety. So there's about in total about 60 people within those two teams together that I have the pleasure of working with and serving. Yeah, it's a lot of room stuff, a lot of planning, representing the rooms division when it comes to events, making sure that that is taken care of for any special request or any maintenance stuff related. I work very closely with the engineering department too, just to make sure that our rooms are top notch from the beginning, middle, and end of the stay for the guest.
So you're touching everyone. You're all around. You're doing it all.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am omnipresent sometimes.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yeah,
And I can tell
and I
you're
love it.
really good at it just because of the terminology you used, right? You
Yeah,
said I serve, I work with, right? I
that's right.
communicate with, right? It wasn't I have 92 people working for me. They report to
Oh
me,
yeah.
right? And I heard that. I heard
Well,
that.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's absolutely no way I could do this on my own, nor would I want to.
Yeah.
I'm a huge communicator, and I always lead with I cannot be the only person that knows everything that's going on. I am only successful because of my team. And
Yeah.
I just push them in their greatness. I have a phenomenal executive housekeeper who just knocks it out of the park every month with our cleanliness scores, and she's wonderful, but she's tough, and I gleam on that because sometimes I'm very easygoing, and sometimes I just say, oh, it'll be okay, but I gleam from her strictness that no, good is not good enough. We want to be the
Hmm.
best. So in those times where I'm maybe tired or just feel like, oh, I'll deal with it later. She keeps me pushed like, no, we're the best. So
Yeah.
I pull stuff from her. I pull stuff from my FOM. So yeah, I'm always in a place of learning and serving, and I never know everything. And I'm definitely not the one that's in charge.
Hmm.
Like I'm fine right where I am.
I like it. Like it. That is
Yes.
great to hear. Now tell us about your path to where you are now. Where'd you start and what's kind of the way that you got to where you are? Because a lot of ways that you can get into hotel management. Explain your path to us.
Sure. Yeah. It's actually pretty funny. And I think a lot of people have a similar story that, hospitality found me. I didn't find it. But it's totally who I am. I was just out of school. I was just turning 20, I believe. And I went swimming with my good friend, and she was saying it was summertime, and she said, hey, I need a summer job. I'm going to go apply for this hotel. It's the Hampton alumni here, right with you, Leon.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, do you want to come with me to apply? And I was like, yeah, once we get done, I'll ride with you. It's fine. I wasn't working at the time. I was enjoying summer. And so we go, and as we're driving over there, she says, you should just apply too. And I'm like, okay. I didn't think anything of it. So we both apply, and then we both get a call for an interview. And then lo and behold, I get the job and she didn't.
You took the job from your
I don't want
friend?
to say that I took it per se, but for the powers that be, I would say the Lord knew where I was headed. So, the door was opened. Um, so I started as a front desk agent, and that was at the Hampton, and it was a Hampton and Homewood complex, which was owned by
Okay.
the same property management. So once I got my foot in the Hampton, they said, well, we're short staffed over at the Homewood, so you're going to learn the Homewood too. So I was trained in both, and that's two totally different types of speeds. If you're familiar, Hampton's heads and beds, in and out, one nighters, where Homewood, you could have someone there for half a year.
Hmm.
So I felt I appreciate getting the speed from Hampton, but I think I really fell in love with hospitality working at the Homewood because I really got to know the guests. I mean, there was people there and I got to celebrate birthdays with them and work milestones like retirements, and they would bring their families in to stay with them for a weekend when they didn't have to work, and like it was really, I was like, wow, like this is my job. Like, because I love being a people person. I love making moments with people. And I was like, wow, like I really could stay in this industry because at this time I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was just a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So some time passed, and then the front office manager position opened up at that property, which I applied for, and I was given that opportunity. So I was able to become their FOM there. Um, but it was a small team. I think I had maybe six front desk agents counting an auditor that I was in charge of. But it was such a great experience being a first time manager, having that small exclusive team to really pour into and learn and navigate all of the things it takes to be a manager. And then from there, some time went on, and I had a friend in the industry who just relocated to Maryland, and this was all in Virginia, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And he said, "Hey, I've just moved to Maryland. I am opening up or I'm becoming the GM for a courtyard, and I'm looking for an AGM. Are you interested?" And to me, I was like, "Oh my God, I don't think I'm ready. Like, I'm
Mm.
scared. It's a Marriott, it's not a Hilton."
Hmm.
Um, but, I got some advice for some great mentors, and they said, "But what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Why don't you just try?"
Right.
Like, your family's still in Virginia, so hey, if you totally blow it, just move back to Virginia, run away.
Yeah.
No one will, well, no one will know where you went. It's okay. So I took the leap of faith and I took the position. And I worked there as the AGM for almost a year. But Leon, I got to be honest with you, I'm a Hilton girl. Like, I am through and through, I bleed blue. And I was missing Hilton, and I just felt like things weren't aligning for me, and I was ready to move back to that brand. And another connection within the industry, that's why it matters how you treat people,
Hmm.
reached out to me actually on LinkedIn and said, "Hey, I see you're in Maryland now. Don't know if you would be interested, but there is a front office manager position for a full service Hilton that we're looking for by the airport, and if you're interested, I can set up the interview." And although I was leaping from AGM to FOM, it was really, to me, was not a lateral move, or I was stepping back, because this was my biggest hotel, and it was by airport, and it was full service. So to me, it was really the next level in my work history. So fast forward, I take the interview, I got the position, and I started here. And then I did this position for a couple of years, and then COVID hit, and then no matter what was on paper, I was everything. We were everything,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Our DOS was the shuttle driver, our
Right.
GM was making omelets in the morning. So, my resume stood still, and I think everybody's did during that time. But the level of exposure and experience was astronomical. And then after that, I transitioned into the director of rooms, and then I've been here ever since.
Right on. One of that's great that number one, it's not really what you planned, right? That the
100%.
industry found you, right? And many people have similar stories. You talked about, am I ready for it, right? When I had my first management position, the owner of the management company, right, had always kind of pushed me and said, you should be a manager, you should be a manager, and so forth. And I said, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. And he said, well, neither do half the GMs I have already. So what's the difference? Right. And
Yes,
and I remember someone else that was one of my mentors in the business. He said, "Yeah, you'll learn it. You'll learn it once you get in the position. You'll learn it. Just
it's
go.
so
You're going to
true.
make a lot of mistakes, but you'll learn from them. Just go." just don't, right?
100%.
And so
That is
that was
so
really
true.
cool. Yeah, it happens in our industry. Amanda, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take a quick break, but
Sure.
when we come back, I want you to talk some about people that have influenced your career. We're
Sure.
going to talk about some folks that have let you just do your thing, let you be you, and how the hotels have succeeded from that. And also, where are your specialty areas? What are some things that you do in the business that you're really proud of? Some ways that you spread your wings outside of that hotel traditional things and some things that you're doing. So we'll talk all of that when we come back from our commercial break. I'm Leon Thomas. You're watching Checking In. Our guest today is Amanda Hoy. Our co-host Miranda Kidlin Lynch can't be with us today, but she'll be back with us on the next episode of Checking In. You're watching Checking In. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Announcing the newest show from the Leon Thomas Group, Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen.
Each week, we're going to have kids on the show in their home kitchen, showing us their culinary expertise right here on Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen. If you know of a kid that would be great to have on Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen, contact Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group.
His email address is leon at theleonthomasgroup.com.
That's Leon at theleonthomasgroup.com.
Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen.
At Rod's Car Repairs, we work on all cars, old cars, new cars, and your car. Car Repairs by Rod.io.
Baked by Brianna has been your Baltimore hometown bakery since 1969. Located in Roxton Plaza, Baked by Brianna. Visit bakedbybrianna.io.
From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. Podcast, virtual events, webinars, streaming shows, and so much more. We want to be your partner in all things virtual. Hey, welcome back to Checking In. Leon Thomas here, continuing our conversation with Amanda Hoy. Those commercials that you saw, all done by staff, the team here at the Leon Thomas Group. So if we can help you with your advertising, video marketing needs, be sure to contact us. You can contact us going to our website, the leonthomasgroup.com. Having a great conversation here with Amanda Hoy. So Amanda, tell us about some of the people that have been mentors to you and how they've helped. And then we'll talk some about things that you do now. So first, tell us about some folks that have had some tremendous influence on your career and how they've done so.
Absolutely. So, my current number one supporter mentor is definitely my general manager, Keith Moses. Keith joined this hotel about 8 months after I came. So it was also my first experience of being at a hotel and getting a new GM. So I'd never been through that either. And of course, I was nervous and scared. But Keith, to me, is such a phenomenal mentor because he leads by example. And he also has created this safe space to make mistakes. He is just so he will outwork anybody. He's never too big to pick up trash off the floor. He'll go out and check the parking lot every morning. He is so sharp and fluid at the same time, where I think his gift is something that I admire because he can just really accentuate what you're good at. And that's something that I try to do with my team, that even if it's not traditional, you just find that thing that the associate is passionate about. And then you say, how can I apply it to the job that they're responsible to do? Because if you do what you're passionate at, you're always going to kill it. So Keith has just really molded me and showed me that anything's possible in hospitality. Anything, you can do anything as long as it makes sense. Sometimes we've just thrown something to the wall and see if it sticks, and I just really feel like where we are as an industry, we need to be real in that way. Coming out of COVID, it's not going to be cookie cutter. We're literally our competition is AI, and our hiring pool a lot of times are people who can be influencers. So it's a tough game right now, and Keith has just led it fearlessly, and has just been an example to me tremendously, and has always pushed me to go do what it is that I'm passionate about. He's just phenomenal, honestly.
Yeah.
And I've had other mentors along the way, but honestly, in my career, I would say my current GM has been the biggest one.
Oh, that is great. That is great to hear. And you mentioned that he got there after you, right?
Hmm.
And so often there's the new boss is here, the new GM is here. Am I going to lose my job? Is
Yep.
everything totally going to change? Is operations got to be revamped? He's going to come and bring his people in or her
Yep.
people in, and but then when you build a relationship with Keith, as you
Hmm.
described here, you realize they really want you to succeed,
Yes.
right? And they want to help you grow. And that's a really good feeling there. So I will say kudos to Keith.
Yes.
Keith,
Kudos to Keith. Yes.
right on for you. And Keith, kudos to whoever taught you that leadership style because
Hmm.
you that probably came somewhere in your career as well. So thank you, Keith. Thank you for doing that.
Yes.
And Amanda, tell us about some of the things that are like in your wheelhouse, special things, unique things that you like to do that may not be, traditional, check them in, check them out, make sure the room is clean, make sure everything works, but you're involved in some other things, ways of looking at hotel management and some of your passions. Tell us some about that.
Sure. So my passion is to make people feel important, seen and heard. In any part of my life, that is my true passion, is that um, I feel like I have a natural born gift that I can see, like curate moments, and then to be able to capture them is just something that I love to do. So I'm a very big prepper. I want to always be in a place of preparedness, so I'm not in a place of reaction. So I really dig into who's coming to the hotel, building those relationships for repeat guests. I mean, this property, we deal with a lot of Diamond members and lifetime Diamond members. Being by the airport, it's a lot of repeat people. Like, for example, today, we have 4 lifetime Diamond members and we have 70 Diamond members coming. So I don't I've tried to kind of find the way to finesse it to where they don't feel like they're just in the number, because that's a strong feat to be a diamond member, to be a lifetime diamond member. They're staying with us more than they are their families.
Yeah.
So I never want to shadow that by the quantity of that. So I'm heavily looking into who's coming prior, putting the notes in, getting the team excited and involved about what we can do to wow this guest. Um, I also like to highlight my associates and their skills. I'm really creative. I'm naturally creative, which I thank God for. It's something that I'm passionate about. So I'm really into photos, photography, videoing. This industry is so special that the outside person just thinks that, oh, you work for a hotel, you, like you said, you check people in, you check people out. And it got to the point where I was telling my GM, Keith, like, we do a lot here. Like, we need to capture that. We need to show people, like, our associates are awesome. Like, our banquet team, the way they flip the rooms, the stuff that we do. And he said, well, what do you want to do? So I started using my platform on LinkedIn to just showcase what we do around the hotel. Um, And then a couple years ago, I actually started a YouTube channel, just to do some interviews with some of my associates. And it was called You Matter, and it was called The Art of Hospitality. So I got to interview some of my staff, and they were really excited about that. And I gave them some prep questions, and I got to edit that and post that up, and they were able to share that with their families. We were able to show it at rallies, and it ultimately ended up getting exposure to our property management company, PM Hotel Group, where they're like, what's going on at the Hilton BWI? So I just show them off. That is
Yeah.
what I feel like my gift is. Anything that we're doing fun, or any that, like, I have a shuttle driver, for example. He loves to sing, and he's actually a really good singer, which helps. So anytime, I got to make sure. Yeah, he sings really well. Um, but if it's a guest birthday, I'll say, Melvin, come here. Can you give him a serenade? And he'll just start singing happy birthday to them. But had I not
Wow.
had those relationships and gotten to know my staff as people, I would have missed opportunities for those special moments, not only for the guests, but for my staff. So relationship is super important to me.
How cool is that? Now, one of the jobs that I had in the hotel business, I was a shuttle driver,
Were
right? I
you?
actually ran a shuttle at what's called now, what's that around the corner? It's a um, Wyndham
There,
Garden, right? That used to
there's a
be a
Hilton.
Hampton Inn.
Okay, I know the Hampton Inn got changed to Roadway Inn, but maybe then
Okay,
now they're at a Hyatt. Now they're a
okay.
Hyatt brand,
Yeah, but
maybe.
that same building, that's the one.
I
Yep, that
got you.
same
Yeah,
building
you're my
there.
neighbor.
Yeah, way, 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 way back when I was a shuttle driver there. Yeah, and
Yes.
I used to play jazz,
There you
right?
go.
And sometimes I'd sing, and then guests would say, "Stop singing." So I understand the importance of being able to do, right,
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do, and
Look at you.
not today.
No, I was waiting. I was gonna
Not
give you.
today. Not
Mhm.
I can't do it because I really don't. I haven't played it in like 40 years, so we won't go
Gotcha.
there. But it's great you have listen, you are doing so much at your hotel. You have your guest involved, right? You're
Hmm.
talking to them, making sure that they feel at home. You have your team members involved in things. The videos are going. Your management group, ownership company. What's the name of that again? What's the name
It's
of the owners?
PM Hotel Group.
Shout out to PM Hotel Group for allowing you to do that. Because
Yes,
so often, some management companies, ownership groups, it's straight down the line, right? Check
it's
them
so
in, check them
true.
out clean, make money, that's it. And they forget the other aspects of the industry. So thank you for doing, you were doing some groovy things.
Thank you. Yes, we actually just came back from Portland. We had our leadership conference for PM Hotel Group there, and they brought me in because normally it's just for general managers, director of sales, and those other departments where I'm not involved with, but they've seen my work on LinkedIn and know that, I'm the social media person. And they actually had me come so I could film and take pictures and kind of do these like quick recaps of sessions. So
Yeah,
this is the second time I've been involved to go to these leadership conference. It was my first time at Portland. It was so awesome. So, between my property and my property management team, the opportunities have just really been
yeah,
a blessing for
that
me,
is
and
great.
not in the traditional way. And I'm
Yeah,
just really thankful. I'm really
great.
thankful.
That is great for you. Amanda, we're coming to the end of our time together. We have now. Well, first, do you have like a pen? And if you don't have a pen, just kind of act like you do.
Okay, I
Okay.
have to act like I do.
Okay. So we're going to make our signatures because we're about to do our two signature questions of the show. So ready? One, two, three, signature. All right, it's time for our two. It's actually three signature questions of the show. Question number one. This is like a cake. Well, this is easy. Have
Okay,
you ever had a Maryland crab cake?
of course.
Of course. You're in Maryland.
Absolutely. Yes. Go
Yes.
down a quarter mile down the street. You can get one from G&M. They're massive.
Yes.
Yes.
G&M. Have you been to Adam's Deli?
No, where's
Go
that?
to Adams Deli. So you're going to leave your hotel parking lot, make a left, go
Okay.
down to West Nursery Road, and just follow it right on around. It's kind of right in an office building there. I think it's called the Spring Hill back in there. There's an office, Adams Deli. You
Really?
want to check out their crab cakes. Oh yeah.
I will, and I will
Oh
report
yeah.
back.
It's good stuff there. So that's question number one. Why is that
Okay.
on this show? Because we had a guest on a couple years ago, and they
Mhm.
said, "Oh, I had a great Maryland crab cake yesterday." And I'm like, "Well, if you're in Maryland, we don't call it a Maryland crab cake. Where are you?" He's like, "I was in Kansas City. I had a Maryland crab cake." I'm like, "Shut up! You did not have a Maryland crab cake in Kansas City.
In
Number one, because
Kansas.
you want in Maryland." And number two, they know ribs, not crabs. So shut up, stop, get out of my face. Okay. Question number two. How about bean pie? Have you ever had bean pie?
Oh my gosh, I saw you ask this the other day. No, I have not had a bean pie before.
You have you heard of bean pie before?
Yes, I've heard of bean pies. Yes.
Okay, that's you get a point. You get a win for that. Miranda, I know you're not here today, but you'll be watching the show. You heard Amanda say she has heard of bean pie.
Correct.
Miranda thinks it's a thing. It doesn't exist. Oh yeah, you gotta get a bean pie. I tell you what,
Do you have a
I'm
place for
coming
that?
I'm coming to your hotel
Yes.
on in a couple of days, right, for
Yep.
an event
Yep.
with Marcus Moore and his pretzel company, right? Marcus Moore
Yes.
pretzels, y'all, you got to check them out.
Yes.
I'll bring you a bean pie.
Will you really?
I will, and we'll
Okay.
record it. We'll make a show out of it. You can put it on your social medias. We'll put it on ours. This
Okay.
is going to be great.
Let's
Bean
do it.
pie. We'll do it. All right.
Okay.
Our final question. If you were to give advice to your 20-year-old self, words of wisdom, affirmation, advice moving forward, looking back at your 20-year-old self, what would that advice be?
Wow. I would say that uh fear is fake. You can do it and endure the tough times because number one, they don't last. And number two, you come out better
Endure the tough times, and what else?
because they don't
Fear.
last. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
fear is not
fear.
real.
All right, great. I like it. I like it. We ask every guest that, and occasionally we put them together in a nice montage and air it so folks can get some great words of wisdom from successful, groovy people like you.
Oh, I appreciate that. You were so nice.
Yeah. Amanda, thank you so much for being here on Checking In. It's a great conversation. Thanks for your time.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
And remember, we're going to have a bean pie episode. Bean pie from the Hilton BW. Wait a minute. Bean pie from the Hilton BWI. There it is. It's right
Okay,
there.
but you have to bring two so my GM can get in on this.
Done.
Okay. All
I will
right.
bring 2. I promise. I will bring 2, maybe even 3 cuz other folks may want some too. I
There
will
you go.
do that. And folks, if you how do folks get in touch with you, Amanda? If they want to email you,
Sure.
what's the email address?
So my email is my name, amanda.hoy@hilton.com. And you can also find me on LinkedIn on Amanda Hoy as well.
All right. And if you need a great hotel to stay at or host an event, you want to go to the Hilton at BWI. I've been
Yep.
there. It's a beautiful hotel, great people, and that's because of leaders like Amanda.
Yep. Thank
Right
you.
on. Thank you. So Amanda, don't run away yet. I'll talk to you in the green room right after the show. I'll meet you over there. We'll meet our producer, Orrin Stewart, in there as well. Orrin, thank you for an excellent job producing today's episode of
Thank
Checking
you.
In. And folks, just a reminder, if you'd like to be on the show, you can contact me, Leon, at the Leon Thomas Group, and just say, hey, Leon, I'd like to be on the show, and we'll bring you on. Or you can contact Miranda Kitterlin Lynch, our co-host. All you do is just search her name on Google and you'll find all of her contact information there. Thanks for watching. Checking in.